Hey guys, today I want to talk about my perfect launch plan for Etheria Restart. I want to set my account up for future content as far as possible, and I want to build the least amount of unit possible so that I can clear the most content possible. Because in this game, the resources that you're going to get is not going to be a whole lot. So I want to focus my resources on the unit that really matter. So I've been playing in the test server account, and I have tried to build team for all the different kind of content, and I have narrowed down to a small group of less than like 10 unit that can allow me potentially clear everything and maybe play PvP as well. My goal in the early game will not care much about the rank I get in PvP because this is a long-term game, okay? I'm not gonna be here and trying to get early PvP rank and then dip. I'm gonna be here, farm all the content every single month, and trying to build up my account the best way possible. The earliest goal is to be able to farm shell and farm module in the highest difficulty, especially in Dokyoki and potentially Aurora as well. By the way, you don't have to do this plan, okay? You can do an entirely different plan, and it is totally okay. You don't have to follow me. It is just what I'm gonna do, what I think is gonna be the best for me. So for Dokyoki, you're going to get the speed set, which is gonna be crucial for PvP, for PvE in general. This dungeon is very important. And for the end game, this is gonna be the team that I will build towards to. Okay, so we have Ramoka, 2 CC unit, an attack buff unit, and Siada. However, these units can be replaced by other unit except for Ramoka. After testing out all different kind of unit, Ramoka is pretty much the best in slot for this dungeon. You can also run Messiah, but I play the game assuming I will not get any single Apex animals, okay? I don't want to build my account depending on luck. So Messiah is really good, but I will assume I would not get the unit. And that's why Ramoka is going to be the best in slot. However, attack buffer, control unit, and defense break can be replaced by a group of different units. And then this is going to be what I will be building towards for Aurora. As you can see, for this one, we have Linglo, who's going to be given to you for free after 7 days. So I don't have to worry about that. The other unit are going to be SR, so the chance of me getting them is going to be a bit higher. And then Rosa for the main damage. Rosa is also really good for other content in the game, and she's perfect for Aurora. So for this dungeon, this is going to be the team that I'm building towards to. And lastly, for Terramaton, it's going to be a very similar concept as well. And because all these bosses in Inferno stage, except for Dokyoki, will have immunity. So you're going to need an AoE stripper. So because they just introduced a new SR character that's going to be green element that has AoE dispel, I can actually take out Mia and aim for that unit instead. And the other unit are SR character and also Lian, who will be given to you for free. If you happen to summon Victor, Dieting, or Chloros, they'll be very usable in this dungeon and Aurora as well. In terms of the arena and summit arena, I will try to play as far as I can, but my goal for the early game is always to clear out the shop to buy all the items that have limit on them. So the Lattice, the Shadow Print, the summon in Etheria, Summit Arena, and the Union shop. That's gonna be the goal. I don't care too much about rank in the early game, but clearing out a shop is gonna be so much more important. So with that in mind, what is going to be the summoning goal? You're going to get a whole lot of ticket, which I'm going to put straight into the permanent summon banner. Because if you summon in the Freya banner, the chance of getting SSR is all going to be Freya. And I don't exactly need or want Freya that much, even though the SR character available in this banner are also really good. So there's nothing wrong with summoning in the Freya banner, okay? If you really like Freya, Freya's a great character, you summon a Freya banner. For me personally, I'll be summoned in the standard banner, which will give me a chance to get my hands on either Ramoka, or Rosa, or Tiamat, or Freya, or Claus, or Siada, or Hellkit. There's so many amazing characters in here, and I can maybe get lucky and get one of the Apex animal as well, but that is like a great bonus if I have one. If we pull Shadow Sania, we might have a new game plan, but that is an entirely different story. And then I'll try my best to get as many SSR as possible, especially Merveil, Dinah, Viper for the strip, Sania for the healing, and then all the stuff that you saw earlier. So that's the goal So if I get Remoka from summon, I will switch this to Rosa. If I get Rosa, I will switch this to Remoka. And I will get the two best PvE damage dealer. And that's very important to me. And after that, I'll be looking towards the turn meter booster and attack buffer. You saw in every dungeon, I was either using Chiaki or Freya. So no 41 or number 41 is going to be the basic version of those characters. She can perform the similar utility, which is going to be granting attack buff and turn meter boost. Her biggest weakness is that her base speed is really low. However, she can provide a bit of healing and her skill 1 is not too bad as well. So if I really can't get my hands on Freya or Chiaki, I will still can rely on number 41 for my turn meter boost and attack buff utility. In terms of AoE control, if I'm only looking at Dokyoki, then this unit is going to be the most important. She has AoE sleep, which will take away the Dokyoki enemy's damage reduction. If you don't CC them with sleep or stun or silence or freeze, then they will have an insane amount of damage reduction, which will not allow you to kill any one of them. So if I want to run Dokyoki well, I'm gonna need Kazuyo the Reverie for the AoE sleep. And the best thing about her is that she is going to be a green character and her skill 1 can also sleep them. So if you happen to miss one of the target and they stay alive with their damage reduction, the skill 1 can really help you to perform the damage to kill that one single enemy that stay alive because you missed the control. But the 4 main AoE control unit I will aim towards is going to be her, Merveil, very important with the turn meter pushback and slow debuff and resist reduction. He's going to be one of the most important units for PvE. Okay, we're not even talking about PvP. I don't care how they nerf him. I think his whole kit is going to be kind of similar. I really like the slow. I really like the turn meter pushback. If they reduce the turn meter to like, I don't know, 25%, but keep the slow and the resist reduction, still gonna be good. The skill 1, incredible. Skill 2, very solid as well. So he's gonna be the key unit for AoE control for PvE. And then I will want to get either Kraken or Oboe. If I can get both of them, that's gonna be great. But if I get Kraken before Oboe, I'll be focusing on Kraken because Kraken has 2 skill that can control and his skill 1 can decrease defense. So for challenges that require you to bring only 4 units and you cannot bring Gray because you kind of need more control to keep the side minion locked down, you can still have defense break if you own Kraken. So you can bring your attack buffer, you bring Kraken, you bring your damage dealer, and you bring another support character like Merveil to keep the enemy from crushing you. Then Kraken can still provide your team with the defense break that you desperately need to start doing some real damage onto the boss. So in terms of control, it's going to be Kazuyo for Doki, Merveil for the general AoE control, Kraken for more general AoE control, and maybe Oboe for dot, and potentially pulling Shadow Sania for the dot team in the future. Another super important utility that I need to have for my box is going to be AoE Strip because you never know when they're going to have immunity on the enemy, especially the Inferno stage. So Viper is going to be very important, especially for PvP in the future as well. AoE Strip is going to be a crucial part of the game, and this character can bring an AoE Strip and speed debuff, which is extremely good for just having AoE Strip and AoE Slow together. Slow is one of the most important debuff to keep control on the enemy. So Viper is going to be very important. Of course, if I can pull 100, that would be like the perfect start for AoE Strip. But you know, that's like the dream. We don't talk about dream, we talk about reality. So it's gonna be Viper. There's also the red Kazuyo who can single target strip, but not too important, and they haven't fixed the AI yet for the game, so you cannot rely on her to auto clear dungeon, but she can be used to manual clear to get 3-star, for example. And her kit is pretty good for that. And they'll be releasing the new character, the Iron Fist girl that can AoE strip with the green element. So we have red strip, we have blue strip in Viper, and then we have green strip in the new Iron Fist character. So I will need to pull AoE strip for my box in whatever way possible. So one of that is gonna be great. And lastly, it would be really nice to have a Bruiser character. So that's going to be the character that stay alive, do a bit of damage, a bit of control, a bit of protection. In that category, Tiamat is going to be amazing. if possible, if I can pull her. So Tiamat's gonna be great, and I saw in the Hyper Talk, they actually buffed Tiamat base speed to 117, which is mind-blowing for a Bruiser character to be that fast, so she's gonna be even stronger in PvP. I don't think her capability in PvE is gonna be improved that much with the 117 base speed. I might be wrong, but in PvP, that is amazing. So if I can pull Tiamat, that's gonna be great. But if I don't get Tiamat, I will not be very sad because I can still fight PvE with the free-to-play unit they provide and whatever I pull in my plan. And then if I can pull Hellkit, which is going to be immunity. So this guy is also one of the rarer units to have AoE immunity, even though he's an attack type character. So he's kind of like a pseudo, not really tank, but kind of provide protection. And then he can provide stun, he can provide attack break. He's going to be a more PvP oriented character. They also have a 4-star or an SR immunity character, but this character doesn't provide any shield or healing capability, so it's going to be a bit harder to use in a Bruiser setup. But this is also AoE immunity. It's good to have, but I will not build him earlier on. So that's going to be what I look out for, like the bonus. If I get my hands on them, that will be great. The Bruiser type character. But I will not worry about that too much. And that is my plan for the global launch in terms of the unit I want to have in my box so I can build towards the end game team that I've been testing out in the test server, and all those characters will allow me to conquer whatever PvE or event stages they'll be throwing at me, no problem whatsoever. Remember guys, the game will give out to you an amazing healer, and then they'll also give out to you an amazing sub DPS. Great setup character, amazing buffer. They also give out an okay-ish budget version of Freya. And whatever they decide to give out in the future, but they have set you up for success. What you really need is either a great Bruiser or a great damage dealer. So Remoka and Rosa will be my targeted DPS SSR character to fill in the blank, because the game has already provided me with a beautiful plate with all the vegetable, carbohydrate, and sauces. I just need the meat, the damage, and that's gonna be the goal. Rosa or a Mocha. But hey, they might do a crazy balance patch before launch and I'm gonna change my entire plan. But for now, I don't think I'm gonna change my plan that much. And that's my plan. You don't have to follow me. You can do whatever the fuck you want. It is all gonna be fine. If you don't do what I do, the game will still be absolutely fine. Okay, you can clear the game with whatever the hell you summon. And if you summon any of the Apex animus, you can go ahead and build them. If you love Messiah because of his thick abs and great pecs, dude, go for it. Messiah is great. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.